It has begun!
Let's talk about the election. Trump versus Biden. Well, it started all the way back in 2016. It really did, and here's why. It's simple enough to see, watching even mainstream media, the delinquency of Joe Biden and the madness of Kamala Harris. Okay? Just, even watch the debates. Now, why would anyone see these debates are staged? The news is pre-written. If the Democrat Party really wanted to win, why would they make their own people, including Pelosi, look like brain-damaged fools? Why would they purposely put their own people in positions where they're seen readily looking like total delinquents? If the so-called left, the Democrats and the Democratic media and the mainstream media, all these left-wing news outlets and party really wanted to win, why would they allow their own news media to put out footage and stories of their own people looking like mad lunatics? And see, that's the interesting part, is it's not just the quote-unquote right-wing and alternative media that loves Trump and makes the Democrats look insane. The Democratic mainstream media does the same thing. And that's what I mean. They've been doing this since 2016, if not earlier. Because you see, during the election process of 2016, the media split off. They picked sides. You're the white side of the chessboard, we're the black side of the chessboard. We're going to play good cop, bad cop. And Trump, as part of that mechanism, set the narrative. He said, look, these are the bad guys, these are the fake media, these are the good guys. Anyone that's not fake media is good media. He set that marker solidly, did he not? Who doesn't remember the meme of Trump in the WWF with the CNN meme over the enemy he was punching? I think it was Vince McMahon. But anyway, so, and there was this absolutely thick meme war on the internet. You couldn't get away from it. Where is that now? Where has that been the last 4 years? Weird how that just instantly dissolved. And all the super prevalent talking heads of that period just kind of poof, went away. Nobody ever talked about them again. Some of them even went bankrupt because they couldn't handle their fame, their short-lived fame. But you see, the whole 4 years, the media has consciously divided itself. You have certain ones outwardly, the mainstream media, the Democratic media for the last 4 years, every so often they come up with a new scandal, a new legal this, a new lifestyle this. They're always looking for something, right? That we're going to get him, right? And every couple months you hear something about 25th Amendment, he's crazy, right? And the whole time that the one side of the media is preaching all this, the good media, the alternative media, the right-wing media, right, are talking about Trump's a fighter, he's a soldier, he's never done anything wrong, they're not going to get him on anything. And lo and behold, they never do. Could it possibly be that every time they cook something up, that those claims only exist in words? And that's why Trump beats all of them, because they were fabricated to begin with. Subpoenas were never put out. Court hearings never took place. This was just a fabricated back and forth between the talking heads, a very cleanly, well orchestrated back and forth between talking heads to get you to believe in this cult of personality around this man. A cult of personality that, as I described in an earlier video, they started building quite fervently in late 2015 and on through the election. And they've never stopped. Like I said, every couple weeks, every couple months, the Democratic news media, well, they've found this and this on Trump and they're going to crush him. And the right-wing media says, you know, they said they found this, but it's hokey, and Trump's going to beat it because he is unstoppable. They never stopped building the cult of personality. They have gone. Now, what does this have to do with my original point of putting mentally unstable people at the front of the Democratic Party? Well, as they've continued to build this cult of personality around Donald Trump, they've brought more people to his side. Okay, and when they couldn't get enough people to his side, he used a little bit of socialism. Here's what I mean. Back during the race of 2016, Sanders and Yang were like, everybody needs $1,200 a month just for being born. That's the way it should be. Conservatives, fervent right-wingers, no, we can't have that. We can't afford that. As soon as they launched the COVID shutdown, and Trump said, hey, I'm going to give everybody $1,200 a month to survive. Right-wing people said, all the right-wingers that lost their jobs and shit, were like, this is awesome. Thank you, President Trump. And in the process, he sent out hand-signed checks to people who didn't do direct deposit so that, you know, the Democrats who lost their jobs were like, oh my God, President Trump's my hero. He sent me money. So he's not afraid to use the socialism to pull people in, but we all overlook that, right? Because we're right-wingers. It's to get us through so we can keep our businesses alive. It's not socialism. So they have continued to build him as the Superman, the Ubermensch, who cannot be stopped, literally a Teflon Don. And both the right-wing and left-wing media have been complicit in this. The left-wing and right-wing media have also been complicit in making the Democrats look like slobbering, unstable, delinquent psychopaths. Why? 2 points. I believe it was right around the inauguration, shortly after or shortly before. I think it was shortly after Donald Trump made the flippant comment about, and I'm paraphrasing here, you can look it up. He said, you know, it's just too bad I can only do this 4 years. Wouldn't it be great if I could just do it for the rest of my life? Wouldn't that be nice? And at that point, the cult of personality around him cheered. Even I did. I was caught up in the fervor. I was like, hell yes, Sieg Heil mein Trump. Sieg Heil mein Führer. Trump forever. Okay? Because it was just that we were all caught up in the moment. But what they've done with what the media's built over the last 4 years is over the last 2, the right-wing media has gotten more and more regular with their commentary about things like the Democratic Party is tearing itself apart. We need to abolish the Democratic Party. They've become too unstable. So you consider that. They're starting to push that now late in his first term. So, who's to say we don't have another voting debacle, which then is the conceivable fuel needed to, we'll say, blame the Democratic Party, perhaps? At which point they do abolish the Democratic Party, creating a uniparty where no voting is necessary, and we do have a full-on Emperor Trump? Perhaps? Maybe? I don't know. It just seems fishy that the level to which the media as a whole said, okay, you take that, you play that side, we'll play this side, and by doing that, we'll abolish the people's right to have a say in government. I'm just saying, it's really, it seems very possible to me. Thanks again for listening.
Is it over?